Mr. Gatekeeper here. What do we have here? I'm sure there's some of y'all Texas Star fans out there that had no idea that Texas Star are using DEIs now. No, there's a lot of you that do. But that ain't the craziest thing about the amp by no means. It kind of interests me. This is what interests me. Whoa. Are you saying this amp is a hybrid? MosFETs driving transistors? Yes, sir. Two IRF 520s. See if we can get this focused in here. Two IRF 520s driving 4 DEI 2879s. Wow, way to go. They pulled off something crazy there. Makes me want to start playing around with some hybrid technology again. I've only done one little, what was it, a 2879 driving 6 520s. Yeah, it turned out okay. Nothing to brag about. Come on now, phone. Well, anyway, let's get to what I'm making this video for. This was sent to me. It needed conversion done. This amp is brand new, straight from Texas Star. And I want to give some information along with this video for any other technicians out there that have not converted the newer Texas Stars out there. I have to tell y'all, that is a cigarette. Don't want nobody sending comments saying, look at that box, is smoking. Yeah, I smoke like a freight train, y'all. We all got our flaws. The only data I had to go off of was the data I already had, which was just a regular 667 or 667V conversion. Well, that doesn't apply to this. There's a few steps of the conversion that does, but there's at least 3 to 4 that I had to just pretty much guess at. A lot of people would disagree with me of actually showing what these are in here, but the way I look at it, y'all, is I look at it like this right here. This is a conversion done to an amp that's bought brand new. It's not a modification. The way I look at it, I mean, yeah, I guess you can look at it as a modification, but I just want to point these out for the technicians out there. Okay. If you don't mind, sir, really quick. On the older 667s, you always took this 75 ohm. It was soldered to this lead right here. And you always took it and moved it over to this lead right here, okay? Well, in this particular amp, it does not matter if this is soldered to here, which is what I did until I figured this out, or if it's soldered here, because on the old 667s, this lead of the switch is not soldered to the board. But in this version, this lead is soldered to the board. So this can stay here. Or if you feel better, you can solder it there. It doesn't matter because that is connected to that lead, that pin. So the first pin is connected over to this pin. This 75 is just giving 75 ohms of resistance to ground. You need that. We ain't trying to go balls to walls on those 520s, are we? next thing is a 20 ohm variable. Wow. Y'all would not think that this little 20 ohm variable would be able to turn this amplifier all the way down, all the way up. Yes, it does. Great job at the fellows at Texas Star. Really, it's one man that designs these, and he lets the women build them. We won't get into all that. But they did some changing around with the resistor network, and this 20 ohm does the trick. Alright, listen to me closely. At first, just by going by guess with the older style, you always used to leave one lead blank on here, and it's this lead. You would always take this part of the coil of the input transformer right here and put it to the middle. Well, you can do that on this, and yes, it will work, but you will have a dead spot on your variable. The dead spot will be about right here, dead all the way to about right here. Plus, you'll have a little bit higher SWR on the output. So, leave it just the way it is, like you see it. This side of the coil going to the left, right there. That side right there. Okay. Another thing you can do if you would like. Only reason I didn't do it because I seeded it. I mean, you can do it if you like. To me, it's not that big of a deal because you already are dealing with resistance. You got that 75 you're dealing with, and you got this 27 that you're dealing with. See, thank God to the little saying I learned: big boys race our young girls, but violent generally wins. Just that little saying, I can look at any resistor now and know the value without even hardly working it out. Like this one right here. Blue, red, gold, gold, blue. Big boys race our young girls, but 6. Red is 2. 6, that's a 6.2 ohm. We won't get into all that, man. I get into that on another video, actually. Alright. If you would like, this lead is coming from this delay switch right here over to the middle of the variable. You can take that off and put a 6.5, 6.2, 6.3, 8.3, anything or under anything above 5 and under 10 ohms you could put right there. Or if you feel that it needs to be back down a little bit, that the driver section is a little bit too balls, the walls with the variable turned all the way up, you can throw you a 10 ohm there, or whatever you feel is needed, because it will be going through it in series. So try to use a 5 watt if you can. All right, the last thing I believe, what you do the older 667s, is you would take the 10 ohm off down here. Okay, just cross that out. There is no 10 ohm. Just cross it out. Alrighty. Other than that, I think everything else was self-explanatory. There might have been one more thing. If it comes to me, I'll let you know. But oh yeah, one more thing is there is not a resistor. You normally have to take a resistor off that's soldered to the power switch right here. There is no resistor. It's just the power side of the oscillating board. Okay. So yeah, as you can see, they're using different switches now. I guessing they're cheaper. I don't know. The bulbs are external instead of internal. I think the reason why they done this because they had a lot of problem with the front of these switches fading because of the heat. Because these bulbs generate a lot of heat. I don't know why they don't use LEDs. I have no idea. I do not know why, but they don't. I don't know if it's just with the circuitry, it kind of helps, I guess, with the way everything's circuited together. But let's go ahead and keep doing this thing before I run out of time here. I'm going to go ahead and show you an output. Let's go ahead and take this old useless oscillator board and throw it in the trash. My little junk pile. Alright, well, I'm going to show you something really neat, and we're going to start all the way down and show you this variable, man, 20 ohm variable. We'll take that and turn that down up to about nothing. Alright, let's get to 13.8 volts. My flash is on. 13.9, let's see. Let's go down a little bit more. 13.4, nope. Alright, 13.9. We'll just leave it right there. Alright. Let's turn this on just so you can see what we're going to be putting into it. Like always. 1 watt dead key. 20 watts, 20.8 watts tonight. Alright, we're pretty much going to leave this dial-a-watt switch pushed in. You don't really have that much of an output increase. You do have a little. With the power supply that I'm currently running this on, because this being an AB biased amp, the second that I do unclick this, it will turn the power supply off and put it in protection. So just as a reference, we're going to kind of show you what it's doing with that in. A lot of times that's just going to give you a little bit lower of a dead key, because what it's doing is putting this 75, which they usually use a 5 watt, but they're using a 3 watt. It puts this 75 right here in the circuit. Okay. So yeah, you got this 75 and this 75 in the circuit. I believe it flows through series through this one though, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong, but that don't matter. I'm just being a little tech nerd as I am. Alright, we're turned all the way down. Okay. Audio. Look at that, 1.8 watts. Audio. It does nothing. Does nothing. That's how low you can turn it. Alright, 25% of the way up. Audio. Still not that much. 5.5 watts. Alright, let's turn it halfway up. Oh, there we go. Oh, audio. Alright, 243 watts. Let's go to about 75%. Yeah, okay, there's 75 right there. Oh, audio. 576 watts. Here's your reflect on the input. 10 watt slug. Audio. Looking beautiful. Like 50 milliwatts. Alright, let's crank it all the way up. Let you see the reference first. Audio. Doing about on 7 on the reference. Audio. 620. Audio. 620. Audio. Pulling a lot of amperage, man. Them 520s are driving it. Alright, we're about 620. See, if you pulled that green switch out right now, it'd be getting close to where I'm about to show you on 15.4 volts that it will do. Alright, now we're going to turn it up to 15.3. 15.3. We should see about 720 or so. Audio. 720 watts, getting real close to turning my power supply off. Alright, let's show you what the dead key is. 77 watt dead key. 77 watt dead key. Audio. Oh, yeah. 7 on the reference. Let me show you what I mean about turning this dang power supply off. Watch this needle. Come on now. Oh, all the way to the wall. Oh, yeah. It's showing 45 amps. I don't know how accurate that is, but it's pushing all the way to the wall, 45 amps. Yes, that is a Pyramid 36 amp power supply, but of course I've done been in it, and somebody else has done been in it for me, and it's got a what transformer? I ain't gonna get into all that, but it's I think it's a 46 amp transformer in there. I don't think I've ever told anybody that before. I had totally even forgot about that till now. Anyway, I'm absent-minded here in Northeast Georgia sometimes. No one's ever asked, and I just forgot about it. I just let it roll. But yeah, it's like a 46. Whatever's in one of the, I think the 46X model or something like that. The one under it is a straight 35 though. I did get them both at the same time, just upgraded that one because the transformer went out in it or something. I can't remember. That was about 4 or 5 years ago. Well, anyway, this thing's working, man. This thing's working well. I'm very impressed with the 520 MOSFETs, what it's doing. And these MOSFETs are AB biased. Now that is very impressive. I'll go ahead and admit to you now, I've been wanting to learn how to AB bias these MOSFETs, and well, I know now how. Alright, y'all. We're going to put the cover back on this, put the screws back in it, and get it sent back to its rightful owner. Brand new 667V. 2 IRF 520s driving 4 DEI 2879s. Matched DEI. Texas, I'll tell you this right here. Texas Star is matching their DEIs. Texas Star used to not worry about matching their 2879s. I know a lot of you. Let's just put it this way. I'm very good friends with the technician that's been Texas Star's technician since pretty much day one. He doesn't work directly for him anymore, but we've become pretty good friends. So I've learned a lot of really neat things. And they used to not worry about matching the Toshiba's at all. They would just throw the same lot in there. Never had any problems. They do match these. They've had some problems with not matching these and having actual leads come off of DEI. You know, DEIs are not made like Toshiba's, but they are the next best thing we got right now. So good God, let's use them. Yep, y'all heard the gatekeeper said it. It's the next best thing, y'all. Toshibas are going to go up, so we might as well utilize them, get used to them, push them to the max, so we all know by each other's data what they can handle, what they can't. They're working. Y'all, we don't really have a dB difference. You might see 50 watts less. Come on, man. A lot of y'all that's still skittish, just go ahead and embrace them. Check them out. I have not been turned off against them. As you see, they're working. I've played around with the DEI 1446s, and I'm impressed with them. Sorry for talking so much, y'all. I got to get my butt into bed because we got a little July 4th, well, it's going to be the 5th, but a little July 4th party tomorrow. Mr. Gatekeeper rolling on 19 minutes and 16 seconds. Good God, I'm good and I'm gone. God bless y'all. Y'all don't forget, anybody needing step-down transformers, holler at me. 3manpro@gmail.com. Anybody needing any more conversions done? Little power wire upgrades. Oh yeah, I forgot to show y'all that. This is the next thing. The only other mod that I've done, I guess you could call it a little mod. I checked everything else out, buddy, and I mean, this thing is good. There's nothing I could do to improve the output. It's good to go, man. Good to go. Went ahead and put you a straight 8 gauge here. Straight going to there. Excuse me, 10 gauge. So you got a 10 going here. And instead of that little dang lead, that little what, 18 gauge, 22 gauge lead or something, power in this 2-pin section, you got a matching 10. Power in that. This is at the bare minimum that I would advise anybody to do to your Texas Stars. I don't know why they do that, but they got their reasons. I say just go ahead and run another 10 to this 2-pin section, because you got a 10 right here. I have seen a wattage increase just by doing this. You know, if I had time, I'd take it off and show y'all, but you can watch some of the other videos. About the only other thing you could do that would possibly help it, I can't promise you it would. You see this ground coming in here to the ground plane right here. Alright, everything on this side of the board that needs ground has to get it from this flow right here. This little, it looks like a 18 gauge wire maybe, connects this board to this board. So this right here is going to be your weakest point to a ground. Okay, if you would like to, run you a bigger wire from this board over to that board, or when you're doing the power mods or whatever, like we do, power wire upgrades, you got this 8 going right here, bring another 8. I like to put that other 8 right here. Right here. Getting bugs out here. Or over here. Those are the 2 places I like to put it. Alright, y'all, I'm just, like to help anybody out if I can. I can't help everybody out. I am a busy man. I like to say, tell everybody, I really apologize. Sometimes it could even take me up to a week. Maybe even longer to get back to y'all. This is a hobby to me and not a pure just mad business or anything like that. I'm trying to keep it a hobby. I don't know the way it's looking, I might not be able to keep it a hobby for too much longer, but I'm trying to keep it a hobby, y'all, to where I enjoy doing it and I don't feel like I have to keep doing stuff in repetition. I love doing it. I want to keep it that way. Gatekeeper said it. We clear.